Listen carefully. Nothing can break you. Not failure, not rejection, not pain. The only thing that can truly break you is the moment you decide to stop fighting. Read that again.
Your greatest enemy has never been the difficult days. It has never been the people who doubted you. It has never been the obstacles standing in your way.
Your greatest enemy has always been the quiet voice inside your own mind that whispers, maybe this is enough. Maybe you should quit. Every single day, that voice waits for the perfect moment to convince you that becoming stronger is no longer worth the effort. It appears when you are tired. It appears when progress feels slow. It appears when nobody notices your hard work. It appears when life refuses to reward you as quickly as you expected. That voice sounds reasonable. It tells you to rest a little longer, to postpone your goals until tomorrow, to avoid discomfort just this once, to choose what feels easy instead of what makes you stronger. Most people listen. That is why most people never become who they were capable of becoming. They do not lose because life is unfair. They lose because they slowly surrender to comfort. Comfort is dangerous because it never arrives wearing the face of an enemy. It arrives looking like relief. It feels harmless. It feels deserved. It says, you have worked enough today. You can start next week. One more hour won't matter. One more excuse is fine. But comfort is patient. It does not steal your future in one day. It steals it one small decision at a time. One skipped workout becomes a habit. One delayed goal becomes another month. One broken promise becomes another reason to doubt yourself. Then one day you wake up and wonder where the years went. Nothing dramatic happened. You simply stopped choosing growth. That is how people become trapped. Not by one terrible decision, by thousands of comfortable ones. You must understand something that changes everything. Life does not ask whether you are talented. Life asks whether you are consistent. Talent can open a door. Discipline keeps it open. Motivation can start a journey. Character finishes it. Think about every person you admire. Their strength was not created in easy moments. It was created when quitting would have been easier. Every setback became another lesson. Every failure became another reason to improve. Every painful experience became another layer of resilience. Pain did not destroy them. It shaped them. The same can happen for you, but only if you stop running from discomfort. Most people fear pain. The strongest people learn from it. There is a difference. Pain is unavoidable. Suffering without growth is optional. Every difficult experience carries a question. Will this make you bitter or better? The answer is never hidden inside the event. It is hidden inside your response. You cannot always choose what happens to you, but you always choose who you become because of it. That realization gives you power, real power. Not the power to control the world, the power to control yourself. And once you master yourself, the world becomes far less frightening. Imagine waking up each morning knowing that no obstacle can steal your purpose. Imagine facing rejection without losing confidence. Imagine experiencing failure without losing hope. Imagine walking through difficult seasons without losing your direction. That kind of strength cannot be purchased. It cannot be borrowed. It cannot be given to you. It must be earned, one disciplined decision at a time. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you become harder to break. Every time you finish what you started, you become harder to break. Every time you choose purpose over pleasure, you become harder to break. Strength is not built in extraordinary moments. It is built in ordinary moments, repeated consistently. When you wake up even though you are tired. when you work even though you are not motivated, when you remain kind even though life has been unfair.
When you continue learning even after making mistakes. These moments seem small, but they are changing you. You may not notice it today, you may not notice it next month.
But one day, you will look back and realize that every difficult choice became another brick in the foundation of your character. The strongest buildings are built to survive storms. The strongest people are built the same way. Storms reveal weakness. They also create strength. Do not pray for an easier life. Become someone who can handle a harder one, because life will continue testing you. It will test your patience, your discipline, your focus, your courage, your integrity. Not to punish you, to reveal who you really are. When everything is comfortable, anyone can appear confident. Anyone can appear disciplined. Anyone can appear positive. But when life becomes difficult, masks fall away. Your habits remain. Your character remains. Your choices remain. That is why you must build yourself before life demands your strength. Do not wait for the crisis. Prepare before it arrives. Train your body. Train your mind. Train your discipline. Train your attention. Train your ability to stay calm when others panic. Every day you prepare is another day you become stronger than your circumstances. The world cannot always give you certainty, but you can give yourself consistency, and consistency creates confidence. Not empty confidence built on words. Real confidence built on evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that you keep your promises. Evidence that you continue when it becomes difficult. That kind of confidence cannot be taken away, because it was earned, not imagined. There will always be people who underestimate you. Let them. There will always be people who misunderstand your journey. Let them. There will always be people who expect you to quit because they would have quit themselves. Let them. Your responsibility is not to convince anyone. Your responsibility is to keep moving, quietly, patiently, relentlessly, because every step forward weakens the old version of yourself. Every disciplined day makes you more resilient. Every difficult choice makes you more capable. One day, people will look at your strength and call it talent. They will never see the mornings you wanted to quit. They will never see the nights you questioned yourself. They will never see the battles inside your own mind that nobody else knew existed. But you will remember, and that memory will remind you of one powerful truth. Nothing outside of you created your strength. You did. One decision, one sacrifice, one disciplined day at a time. The strongest people are not the ones who never feel fear. They are the ones who refuse to let fear make their decisions. Fear will always speak. The question is whether you choose to listen. Every dream comes with fear. Every opportunity comes with uncertainty. Every new beginning comes with doubt. If you wait until fear disappears, you will wait forever. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement in spite of fear. Think about the life you want, the stronger body, the calmer mind, the disciplined habits, the peaceful confidence. None of those things exist without discomfort. You cannot become stronger while protecting your weakness. You cannot become wiser while avoiding mistakes. You cannot become disciplined while chasing comfort. Growth demands a price. The question is simple. Are you willing to pay it? Many people say they want success. Very few want the daily routine that creates it. They love the idea of greatness. They hate repetition. But repetition is where greatness is born. Every morning you wake up and choose discipline, you cast another vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you keep your word, your identity becomes stronger. Every time you finish what you started, your confidence grows. Not because someone praised you, because you proved something to yourself. Never underestimate that feeling. Self-trust is one of the most valuable things you can build. Without it, every goal feels impossible. With it, every challenge becomes manageable. Ask yourself this. When was the last time you truly trusted yourself? Not because life was easy, because you knew you would do what needed to be done, whether you felt like it or not. That is real confidence. Not loud words, not pretending, quiet certainty. The certainty that says, I will continue, even when nobody believes in me. I will continue, even when progress is slow. I will continue, even when I fail. Those words have power, because they change the way you see yourself. Most people break their own confidence long before life ever does. They make promises, then they ignore them. They create goals, then they abandon them. They say tomorrow, then tomorrow becomes another tomorrow. Eventually their own mind stops believing them. Imagine hearing someone make the same promise 100 times and never keeping it. Would you trust them? Your mind asks the same question about you. Every broken promise weakens your self-respect. Every kept promise rebuilds it. That is why discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. The world may doubt you. Never become the person who doubts yourself because of your own actions. Become someone your future self can depend on. There will be days when your energy is low. Move anyway. There will be days when your motivation disappears. Work anyway. There will be days when life feels unfair. Choose integrity anyway. The greatest victories happen on ordinary days, not on the days when everything feels perfect. Anyone can perform under perfect conditions. The strongest people perform under imperfect ones. That is what separates dreamers from builders. Dreamers wait for the right feeling. Builders create the right habits. You must become a builder. Build your body. Build your mind. Build your character. Build your future. Brick by brick. Day by day. No shortcut. No secret. Only consistency. There will be moments when you compare yourself to other people. Stop. You are looking at someone else's chapter while ignoring your own story. Comparison steals energy that should be invested in growth. The only person you should compete with is the version of yourself that existed yesterday. Were you more disciplined today? Did you waste less time? Did you learn something new? Did you become slightly stronger? If the answer is yes, you are winning. Progress is rarely dramatic. It is usually quiet, invisible, almost boring, until one day people ask how you changed so much. They think it happened quickly. You know the truth. It happened one ordinary day at a time. Never chase overnight success. Chase daily improvement. That is the path that lasts. Because overnight success often disappears just as quickly. Character remains. Character cannot be stolen. Money can disappear. Status can disappear. Popularity can disappear. But character follows you everywhere. It becomes your greatest advantage. Guard it, protect it, strengthen it. The world rewards people who can be trusted. Be someone who can be trusted, especially by yourself. Life will continue testing your patience. Sometimes nothing will happen for weeks, maybe months. You will wonder if your effort matters. It does. Seeds spend a long time growing beneath the ground before anyone sees the tree. Your discipline works the same way. Do not dig up your progress because you became impatient. Keep watering it. Keep showing up. Keep believing in the process. Results often arrive long after the work has begun. The strongest minds understand delayed rewards. They know today's sacrifice becomes tomorrow's freedom. Today's discipline becomes tomorrow's confidence. Today's pain becomes tomorrow's strength. Nothing valuable grows instantly. Accept that. Embrace that. Because patience is part of power. The person who can remain focused while others become discouraged will always have an advantage. You do not need to be the smartest. You do not need to be the most talented. You simply need to refuse to quit. That decision alone will separate you from the crowd. Remember this. Every challenge is asking one question. Who are you? Not who do you pretend to be. Who are you when life becomes difficult? Who are you when nobody is watching? Who are you when your excuses sound convincing? Your answer is never found in your words. It is found in your actions. Action reveals identity, not intention, not desire, not hope. Action. That is why every small choice matters. Every morning matters. Every hour matters. Every decision matters. Because each one is shaping the person you will become. One day, after enough disciplined choices, you will notice something remarkable. Problems that once overwhelmed you no longer shake you. Criticism no longer controls you. Failure no longer defines you. Fear no longer leads you. Why? Because you have become stronger than the things that once defeated you. Nothing changed outside. You changed inside. And once your mind becomes unbreakable, the world loses its power to break your spirit. That is the kind of strength no one can take away. That is the kind of strength worth fighting for. And it begins the moment you decide that no matter what life places in front of you, you will keep moving forward. There will come a day when life gives you a reason to quit. Not a small reason, a convincing one. A day when your plans fall apart. A day when your confidence disappears. A day when everything you worked for seems to be slipping away. That day will reveal something important. Not how strong your circumstances are, how strong your character is. Anyone can stay committed when life is rewarding them. The real test begins when nothing seems to be working. When your effort goes unnoticed. When your progress feels invisible. When your sacrifices seem meaningless. Those are the moments that build unbreakable people, because in those moments you have only two choices: turn back or keep going. The difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is often one decision. The decision to continue, not because it is easy, because it is necessary. Every difficult season carries a hidden lesson. Patience, humility, discipline, resilience, gratitude, strength. The lesson depends on how you respond. If you spend every setback asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you remain stuck. If you begin asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" you begin to grow. That simple change in perspective changes everything. Pain stops being your enemy. It becomes your teacher. Failure stops becoming proof that you are incapable. It becomes proof that you are learning. Obstacles stop becoming walls. They become training. Think about steel. Steel becomes stronger because it passes through fire. Pressure does not weaken it. Pressure reveals its strength. You are no different. Life will apply pressure, deadlines, loss, rejection, loneliness, unexpected setbacks. None of these experiences are pleasant. But each one offers you a choice. Become fragile or become stronger. The strongest minds never ask for a lighter load. They build broader shoulders. That is why discipline matters. Discipline prepares you before life tests you. Imagine trying to build courage in the middle of a storm. It is possible, but it is much harder. Train before the storm arrives. Build your habits before you need them. Strengthen your mind before life demands your strength. Most people wait until everything falls apart before they begin changing. Do not wait. Begin now. Build yourself while life is calm, because storms never send a warning. One day they simply arrive. When they do, you will not rise to the level of your wishes. You will fall to the level of your preparation. Preparation is invisible. Nobody applauds it. Nobody celebrates the early mornings. Nobody congratulates the hours spent improving yourself in silence. But one day, preparation becomes performance. People call it confidence. They call it talent. They call it natural ability. They never see the years of quiet work that made it possible. Let them misunderstand. You know the truth. Your strength was earned, one ordinary day at a time. There is another battle you must win, the battle against your own excuses. Excuses are clever. They rarely sound like lies. They sound reasonable. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I'll start when life settles down. I just need more motivation. Those words feel harmless until they become your lifestyle. Then years disappear. Dreams disappear. Opportunities disappear. The excuse survives. Do not allow excuses to become your identity. You are capable of far more than your excuses suggest. The voice inside your head is not always telling the truth. Sometimes it is simply repeating old fears, old failures, old habits. Do not confuse familiar thoughts with permanent reality. You can change your thinking, but only by changing your actions. Action rewrites belief. Every disciplined choice sends your mind a new message. I finish difficult things. I keep my promises. I can handle discomfort. I refuse to quit. Repeat those actions often enough, and they stop feeling like affirmations. They become facts. Confidence built on evidence is impossible to fake. That confidence stays with you, not because life becomes easier, because you become more capable. There will always be uncertainty. Accept it. There will always be risk. Accept it. There will always be moments when you cannot control the outcome. Accept them too. Focus on what you can control. Your effort, your attitude, your preparation, your discipline, your response. Everything else belongs to life. Stop wasting energy trying to control what was never yours. Use that energy to strengthen what is. Every hour you spend complaining is an hour you could spend improving. Every minute you spend blaming is a minute you could spend building. Every excuse steals time from your future. Protect your time. Treat it like the most valuable resource you own, because it is. Money can return. Opportunities can return. Energy can return. Time never does. Once today is gone, it is gone forever. Do not waste it becoming someone you no longer want to be. Use it to become someone your future will thank you for. Imagine looking back 10 years from now. Imagine seeing this exact moment. Would you be grateful that you stayed comfortable, or grateful that you found the courage to change? That answer should guide every decision you make, because your future is not created by one extraordinary event. It is created by today's ordinary choices. Choose discipline today. Choose courage today. Choose responsibility today. Then repeat those choices tomorrow again and again, until the person who once doubted everything becomes the person who can face anything. That is what it means to become unbreakable. Not that life stops hurting you. Not that failure disappears. Not that fear vanishes forever. It means none of those things have the power to stop you anymore. They become part of your story, not the end of it. You become the kind of person who bends under pressure, but never breaks, who feels pain, but keeps walking, who experiences fear, but keeps acting, who loses,
but refuses to stay defeated. That is real strength. Quiet, steady, unshakable, and once you build that kind of strength within yourself, nothing outside of you can ever truly break you again.
There is a version of you that already exists. Not in another world, not in another lifetime. Inside the choices you have not made yet. That version wakes up before excuses do. That version finishes what it starts. That version does not negotiate with laziness. That version does not wait for motivation. That version understands one simple truth. Discipline is not something you have. It is something you practice every single day. Most people spend years trying to find themselves. But you do not find yourself. You create yourself. Every habit becomes another brushstroke. Every decision becomes another piece of the picture. Every sacrifice shapes your character. You are creating yourself right now, whether you realize it or not. The question is, are you creating someone you admire or someone you constantly promise to change? Be honest, because honesty is where transformation begins. You cannot improve the life you refuse to examine. Look at your daily routine. Look at the way you spend your mornings. Look at what steals your attention. Look at what controls your emotions. Those patterns are telling you exactly who you are becoming. If you do not like the direction, change the pattern. Not tomorrow. Today. People often wait for a new year, a new month, a new Monday, as though the calendar possesses some magical power. It does not. Nothing changes because the date changes. Everything changes because your decisions change. Your future begins the moment you stop delaying it. That moment can be now. Not after this video. Not after one more excuse. Now, the strongest decision you can make is often the quietest one. No announcement, no dramatic speech, no promise to the world, just a decision made deep within yourself. I refuse to live this way any longer. That sentence has changed countless lives. Because once you truly decide, your actions begin to follow. Until then, your excuses remain stronger than your dreams. Many people mistake movement for progress. They stay busy all day, yet nothing meaningful gets done. They answer messages, scroll through endless information, jump from one task to another. At night they feel exhausted, but not fulfilled. Being busy is not the same as moving forward. Focus on what truly matters. One important task completed is more valuable than 10 meaningless distractions. Protect your attention. Attention is the foundation of achievement. Without focus, even the most talented person becomes average. With focus, an ordinary person becomes extraordinary. Every great accomplishment in history began with sustained attention. Someone stayed committed long after everyone else became distracted. Become that person. Turn away from constant noise. The world profits from your distraction. Your future depends on your concentration. Every time you reclaim your attention, you reclaim your life. There will always be reasons to stop. Unexpected problems, financial pressure, criticism, fatigue, disappointment. The list never ends. Do not build your discipline on perfect circumstances. Build it on permanent principles. Work because it matters, not because it feels good. Train because it makes you stronger, not because it is easy. Read because it sharpens your mind, not because someone is watching. Become someone whose standards remain the same regardless of circumstances. That is integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody would know if you didn't. It is keeping promises made only to yourself. It is choosing discipline in complete silence. Those quiet victories become your greatest source of strength. Nobody can take them away. Every battle you win against yourself makes you more difficult to defeat. Every morning you conquer laziness, you become stronger. Every evening you resist distraction, you become wiser. Every day you choose responsibility, you become freer. Freedom is not doing whatever you feel like doing. Freedom is no longer being controlled by impulses. Imagine waking up without being ruled by procrastination. Imagine sitting down to work without fighting your own mind. Imagine making healthy decisions without endless internal arguments. That is freedom. It is earned through discipline, not granted by luck. Life becomes lighter when your habits become stronger. You stop carrying the heavy weight of regret. You stop apologizing to yourself for wasted days. You stop wondering what your life could have been, because you are finally building it. Do not underestimate momentum. One disciplined morning becomes a disciplined week. A disciplined week becomes a disciplined month. A disciplined month becomes a disciplined year. Eventually, people think you possess extraordinary willpower. They never see the small decisions that created it. You know the truth, you simply refuse to stop. Remember this whenever the road feels long. Mountains are climbed one step at a time. Books are written one page at a time. Strong bodies are built one workout at a time. Great lives are built one disciplined day at a time. Everything meaningful grows through repetition. Trust the repetition. Even when it feels boring, especially when it feels boring, because boredom is where most people quit. That is why consistency is so rare. Most people crave excitement. Few people respect routine. Yet routine is where greatness quietly lives. Fall in love with the ordinary, the early mornings, the focused work, the healthy meals, the quiet evenings spent learning, the promises kept. Those ordinary moments are slowly creating an extraordinary person. One day you will look in the mirror, not searching for motivation, not hoping for confidence, simply recognizing someone who has earned both. Someone who no longer waits for life to become easier. Someone who has become strong enough to handle whatever life brings. That is when you realize the greatest victory was never over your circumstances. It was over yourself. And once you win that battle, the world has far less power to defeat you, because no storm is stronger than a mind that has learned to stand firm. No failure is greater than a person who refuses to quit. No obstacle is permanent for someone who keeps moving forward. That is the kind of person you are becoming. Quietly, patiently, one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one disciplined day at a time, and before long, you will become living proof that nothing, not failure, not fear, not rejection, not pain, and not time itself, could ever break someone who refused to surrender. Take one final look at the person you are today, not with judgment, with honesty. Look at your habits, look at your choices, look at the way you respond when life becomes difficult. That person is not your final destination. That person is only your starting point. Too many people believe their current identity is permanent. It is not. You are not defined by your worst mistake. You are not defined by your last failure. You are not defined by the years you wasted. You are defined by the decision you make next. That is the power you have always possessed. The power to choose. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity, another chance to become stronger, another chance to keep your word. Another chance to move closer to the life you truly want. The question has never been whether opportunities exist. The question is whether you will recognize them. Opportunity rarely arrives looking dramatic. It arrives disguised as discipline, as repetition, as uncomfortable work, as ordinary mornings that nobody celebrates. Most people overlook those moments. That is why they overlook their own potential. Do not make that mistake. Your future is not hidden inside one extraordinary opportunity. It is hidden inside the ordinary things you choose to do every day. Protect your mornings. Protect your attention. Protect your standards. Protect your character. These are the things that quietly determine your destiny. The world will always offer distractions. New entertainment, new excuses, new reasons to delay your purpose. Remember this. Every distraction asks you to exchange a piece of your future for a moment of comfort. Ask yourself if the trade is worth it. Most of the time, it is not. You have already spent enough time becoming someone you no longer wish to be. Now spend your time becoming someone you will be proud to meet. There will still be difficult days. Accept them. There will still be failures. Learn from them. There will still be disappointment. Grow through it. Stop expecting life to remove every obstacle. Instead, become the person who can walk through every obstacle. That is resilience. Resilience is not pretending nothing hurts. It is refusing to let pain decide your future. You will feel fear. Move anyway. You will feel tired. Continue anyway. You will feel uncertain. Take the next step anyway. The strongest people are not fearless. They are faithful. Faithful to their purpose. Faithful to their values. Faithful to the promises they make when nobody else is listening. That kind of faith creates an unbreakable spirit. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Imagine looking back at this exact moment. Will you remember it as another day you watched inspiration come and go? Or will you remember it as the day you finally decided enough was enough? Because that decision changes everything. Not instantly, but permanently. Every disciplined action after that decision becomes proof. Proof that you are changing. Proof that you are growing. Proof that you are becoming someone stronger than yesterday. One day, someone will ask you how you became so disciplined, how you became so calm under pressure, how you became so focused, how you became so resilient. They may expect you to describe a secret. There is no secret. There is only consistency. There is only the decision to keep going when quitting would have been easier. There is only the courage to continue when nobody was cheering. There is only the willingness to become uncomfortable long enough to become free. That is what changed you. Not luck, not talent, not perfect timing. Discipline. Quiet, daily, relentless discipline. You stopped asking life to become easier. You became stronger. You stopped waiting for confidence. You built it. You stopped blaming your past. You started building your future. That is what an unbreakable person does. They refuse to allow yesterday to control tomorrow. The world may knock you down. Stand up. People may doubt you. Keep working. Plans may fail. Create new ones may appear. Walk forward. Pain may arrive. Grow through it. Nothing lasts forever. Not failure, not hardship, not rejection, not disappointment. Everything passes. The only thing that remains is the person those experiences create. Choose to become someone they cannot destroy. Remember that every challenge is temporary, but the strength you build from overcoming it can stay with you for the rest of your life. That is why every difficult season has value. Not because it feels good, because it prepares you for something greater. Never waste your pain. Turn it into wisdom. Turn it into discipline. Turn it into compassion. Turn it into courage. Let every scar become a reminder of what you survived instead of what defeated you. There will come a day when you no longer recognize the person who once doubted everything, the person who lived in fear, the person who kept waiting for the perfect moment, the person who believed they were too weak. That person will feel like a stranger. In their place will stand someone who has learned to trust themselves, someone who has faced storms without losing direction, someone who has fallen without staying down, someone who understands that true strength is built one ordinary day at a time. And when that day comes, you will finally understand what this journey was really about. It was never about becoming perfect. It was about becoming resilient. It was never about avoiding failure. It was about refusing to let failure define you. It was never about having an easy life. It was about becoming the kind of person who can handle a difficult one. So, from this moment forward, stop asking whether life will be hard. It will. Stop asking whether fear will disappear. It won't. Stop asking whether obstacles will come. They will. Ask a better question. Who will I become because of them? Let your answer be found in your actions. Wake up with purpose. Work with discipline. Speak with honesty. Live with integrity. Protect your peace. Strengthen your mind. Honor your word. And when life tests you, as it always will, meet every challenge with the quiet confidence of someone who knows exactly who they are. Because once you build a mind that refuses to surrender, once you build habits that no longer depend on feelings, once you build a character rooted in discipline instead of comfort, you discover a truth that changes your life forever. The world can challenge you, it can delay you, it can humble you, it can force you to start again. But it cannot break you, not unless you decide to break yourself. So make your decision today. Stand up, take responsibility, leave your excuses behind, keep your promises, embrace discomfort, trust the process, become stronger with every setback, become wiser with every mistake, become calmer with every storm, and keep moving forward. Because the moment you refuse to surrender is the moment you become unstoppable. Nothing can break you, not anymore. Because you have become the kind of person who never stops rising, and again, and again. Before you leave this moment, before you return to your routine, ask yourself one question. If nothing changes today, where will you be 1 year from now? Not where you hope to be, where your current habits are taking you. That answer matters, because your future is not being built by your intentions. It is being built by your daily actions. Every choice is shaping someone. The question is whether it is shaping the person you dream about or the person you are trying to leave behind. There is a reason so many people stay stuck. They believe they need one massive breakthrough, one perfect opportunity, one life-changing moment. But life rarely changes that way. Life changes when you decide that ordinary days will no longer be wasted. When you stop waiting for inspiration. When you stop negotiating with excuses. When you stop asking life to become easier. The day you take complete responsibility is the day your freedom begins. Responsibility is not a burden, it is power. Because once you accept that your decisions create your future, you stop giving your power away. You stop blaming your past. You stop blaming other people. You stop blaming circumstances. You realize that every sunrise places another opportunity in your hands, and you begin using it. Remember this whenever life becomes difficult. The obstacle is not your identity. The setback is not your identity. The failure is not your identity. Your response is. Respond with courage. Respond with discipline. Respond with action. Every challenge is another chance to prove to yourself who you are becoming. You are not here to live the safest life possible. You are here to become the strongest version of yourself. Not stronger than everyone else. Stronger than the person you were yesterday. That is the only competition that matters. Do not chase perfection. Perfection does not exist. Chase progress. Small progress. Daily progress. Relentless progress. Because progress compounds. One disciplined morning becomes a disciplined week. A disciplined week becomes a disciplined month. A disciplined month becomes a disciplined year. A disciplined year becomes a completely different life. One day, people will say you changed. Smile. They are right. You changed because you refused to remain the same. You changed because you chose purpose over pleasure. You chose growth over comfort. You changed because every time life knocked you down, you stood back up. That is what makes someone unbreakable, not avoiding pain, learning how to rise after it, not living without fear, walking forward despite it, not waiting for certainty, creating certainty through disciplined action. Years from now, you will not remember every difficult workout, every early morning, every sacrifice, but you will live with the results they created. You will live with the confidence, the peace, the strength, the self-respect, the quiet certainty that no challenge can take away, because it was built from within. And that is the greatest victory a person can ever achieve. Not conquering the world, conquering themselves. So when this message ends, do not close it and continue living the same way. Let it become the line that separates your old life from your new one. Stand up. Take the first step. Keep your word today. Do the difficult task first. Protect your attention. Guard your time. Build your body. Strengthen your mind. Live according to your values. Then wake up tomorrow and do it again. Not because it is easy, because your future is worth it. One day you will look back and realize that the life you once dreamed about was never built by motivation. It was built by discipline. It was built by consistency. It was built by thousands of quiet decisions that nobody else ever saw. And in that moment you will finally understand the truth. Nothing could break you, because every setback made you wiser. Every failure made you stronger. Every sacrifice made you freer. Every disciplined day made you someone your past could never imagine. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, walk away from the person who settles. Walk toward the person who endures. Walk toward the person who keeps going when everyone else stops. Walk toward the life that only discipline can create. And from this day forward, no matter what life places in your path, keep moving, keep building, keep rising again, again, and again. Because as long as you refuse to surrender, nothing can break you.